Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel and the new series I'm starting called Masculine Monday. I think I said in my last video, masculine cards for me are always a struggle. So I am going to push myself outside the box and attempt to do a series surrounding masculine themed cards. So the first one today that we're going to do is it's a 2-for-1, and you know, if you've been watching my channel, I always love making more than one card because it just makes it efficient, it makes it faster, and you get to enjoy different layouts. So this particular layout, we're going to make this striped background, and then you end up cutting out the circle, and that's how you get your two for one. So let me move these aside and bring this in. I think you can see it in frame. I'll have a link to this document down in the video below. This is kind of just a layout of all the things you'll need. And if you don't have like the master layout series from Gina K, I'm going to include the sizes. So if you're really good, unlike me, being able to cut out your cardstock, you've got the sizes. I know in a lot of my other videos, I just say, hey, the master layout's such and such rectangle, but I don't give you a size. So I'm going to try to be better about that. So let's start out. We're going to use 5 different cardstock colors. And if there's not a name next to it, assume it's Gina K. So Tranquil Teal, Turquoise Sea, Ocean Mist, and Black Onyx. And my white cardstock, Gina K's white cardstock is awesome, but I purchased my white cardstock from a company called Cardstock here in Valparaiso, Indiana. They're semi-local to me, and I just like supporting a family-owned and run business like Gina K's is, small business. So let's go. Next piece is, it's an A2 size card we're making. We're gonna do Turquoise Sea as the base. Even though I used my white cardstock here, I'm thinking it's gonna look nicer on Turquoise Sea. So master layouts 1, we're going to use the 2 large rectangles, telling you what you'll need to cut out. Let's see, master layout 2, the stitched rectangle for the inside. We're going to cut this striped panel, and I also, instead of doing the large rectangle for master layout 1, we're going to do something a little different on this one. So stay tuned. And master layout 8, if you can cut 1/4 inch strips of cardstock and have it perfectly straight and perfectly 1/4 inch, I totally admire you. I cannot, so I am using the master layouts 8, this ribbons cutter. And the last piece we're going to use is the stitched circle for master layout 8. And then the sentiments is this graphic happy birthday. I love it because it's got the shadow die for both the happy and the birthday, as well as the sentiment, the word. And what I really love about the sentiment is, and I've already cut them out, it's all stuck together, so you don't have to, got a little piece of white fuzz there on my hand. It's not individual letters, so you don't have to lay them all out and have like the A crooked. So I love the fact that they are all interconnected. So let's start with our card base. And let me get my scoreboard out here. I don't use the Gina K. I have it. I have had, let me and get you to where you can actually see me. And I do need my little score tool. So I've been making cards for over 25 years. And I've had this scoreboard for a very long time. I had Stampin' Up! Scoreboard, and I ended up breaking that one somehow. I don't know how I did it, but I broke it. So I like this one. The Gina K I have for my travel bag. It's really cool that I can just, it's very small, but I do like the sturdiness of this. And I do a lot of 12 by 12 cuts and scoring because I do make interactive scrapbooks, although I've never done a video on one. So we're going to take this 8.5 by 11 Tranquil Teal, excuse me. And we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So down the whole shebang. So we're done with our scoreboard. Then let me get the trimmer out, and then we're going to trim this at 5 1/2. And that way we'll have both of our bases. Voila, just like that. And let's go ahead and fold these and burnish these down. So I already folded that one. So you've got, I think you can see it, you've got a valley and then a mountain. When you score, you want to fold your cardstock towards the mountain, and it has to do with the fibers of the cardstock. If you fold the other way, oh, and I see my trimmer has a little bit of, I think you can see it, maybe not. It didn't cut it, it tore it more than cut. So I just grabbed a little nail file and easy peasy takes those right off. Let me get that out of the way. So to the mountain, and then burnish. Burnish was the word I was looking for. Oh, it's terrible getting older. In your youth, all those words are right there on the tip of your tongue. And then the older you get, the further they get from your tongue. So next thing we're going to do is all of our strips. Let me grab these all real quick. And I have Tranquil Teal, Turquoise Sea, and Sea Glass. And I recommend, cutting 12 strips. I think I used 8 of this and 7 of the others. So I've got a regular Neenah solar white panel, and I am using a product. You can individually glue them down. I like using this Diecut'N bond. It is paper thin, double-sided adhesive. It's from Couture Creations. It's acid free. I have a lot of it, and I just love using it. So I'm just going to roll this out just a little bit, and then kind of try to line up one side of it with the edge, and then press down. And be very careful doing this. I'm just going to cut along the edge of the cardstock. And like I said, be very careful. We don't want anybody cutting your fingers or getting your fingers in the way. So let me roll that up. I'm done with that. And then I don't have a sticker sheet, but you can always save this by putting it on a sticker sheet, and I don't have one. So I'm gonna have to, oh, I'll just put it right back on the roll. That works. And then I can peel it off later. That's awesome. Okay, so we've got the stickiness on one side. I'm just burnishing it down real quick. And gently try to pull up just the backing. Yep, adhesive stayed. And I'm not going to pull the whole thing off. I'm just going to fold it back. Here, let me get you in closer so you can see. There we go. Just a smidge closer. How about really close? Because this is important. So I just kind of bend it back just a little. And I'm going to start with my Tranquil Teal. And I have little, I don't know if you, when you do your die cut, sometimes I get little slivers along the edge. And I'm trying to get those off the strip. And if my head gets in the way, I apologize. But I am basically trying to, here, can't really see that against the white. So here, just like, oh, that makes it show up much better. So you want to line this up with the top as best you can, because you want this straight. You don't want your strips to go on crooked. And then we'll do the turquoise C. And rather than stick it straight down, you notice how I have a leading edge over here? I'm not going to put it on the sticky yet, but I'm going to line that up with that edge. And then it's really hard for me to do not being straight above it. So if my head gets in the way, I'm sorry. But then I just kind of lay it across. I see it didn't, yeah, it's not going to move north. There's a bit of a gap right there. So sea glass, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to push it right against there, kind of lay it across. Before you push it in the middle, get this side over here lined up, and then you can burnish it down. And it's just a matter of laying it down, pulling it across, just like that. And as you work, you can pull this down. Now, if you want to pull that all the way off, be my guest. We all work differently. So I'm going to move this up just a little. I'm going to try to do this fast. But the faster you go, the odds are you're going to potentially have a crooked strip. There, push that up. Lay that down just like this. The longest, the most time-consuming part of this is just pre-cutting everything. Once you've got everything cut, it is super fast, super easy. I'm all about fast and easy here. Efficient. Yep. There we go. Move that up so you can see it. I'm just going to pull that off. For some reason, I have more sea glass than anything. I don't know how that happened. But you're just laying planks. And I tried this using copy paper, and it didn't have enough support behind the strips. And I ended up throwing it away because it just, like I said, there just wasn't enough support there. Stop. Here we go. There. You can try it. My copy paper, is 28 or 32 pound, depending on which of my printers. I have 3 printers. Yes, I am a printer hoarder. I love my inkjet. I have just a black laser, and then I have a color laser. Almost done with this. It goes pretty fast from here. Then one more of these. And while we're working with the strips, so there we go. I'm just going to burnish this down really good, just like that. And then I'm going to get my little scissors. They're over here. I'm not going to do the little scissors. Let's do the big scissors. And I'm just kind of trimming it right along the edge. Just like this. And I don't save these little scraps. I'm just going to put them in my recycling bin. All right. And there you are. There's our striped panel. So let me clean this up real quick, and we're not done with the stripes yet, because the inside, I wanted to add a little bit of oomph to the inside, and we're not doing stamping, so all I did was I glued a strip down. So let's do the turquoise sea, because that will, oops, you can't see that. That's a nice contrast to the card base. So let me grab my 2 bases. So these are my insides, those are my inside bases. So let's go ahead and get these glued down here. Here's my strip. And I am using my Tombow glue on this. You can use Connect glue, whatever works for you. And again, I'm going to try to not get my head in the way. Just bump it right up against that edge. Come on, glue. Don't make me get the die back out and cut you. There we go. There we go. Okay, let me get the other one. Where'd it go? Here's the strip. A bit too much glue there. Yeah, if your hands get sticky with the glue, and I know mine are going to get sticky with the sentiment, keep hand sanitizer on your desk. So perfect. Okay, and mine are sticky, so just a little squirt, rub it around, and then I've got a little towel here. These little microfiber towels from Amazon are awesome. Okay, and then I'm just going to snip these little guys, these little extras off, just like that. I'll clean these scissors later. They've got glue on them now, and I won't need them. Pull off as much as I can. I'll get my alcohol out and clean those later. And we are done with this panel. Oh, no, we're not. I'm going to need that for later. So let me get all these strips out of the way. plug up my glue. These are our inside panels. Let's go ahead and glue I'm going to tape these down. Way too much glue flowing everywhere, and I'm going to move you out just a smidge. You don't need to see up close and personal, just the tape. And upper right, lower left. And that should be straight. And same thing here. Upper right, lower left. And let's get these on the inside. Of the card base. And I do like that contrast. That is really neat. Very nice on the inside. And you can do any color. If your guy that you're making this for has a favorite color, by all means, use what you have. So let me grab my die cut platform. And it is super messy, and from those strips I have all kinds of cardstock dust. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to tilt this just a little, and we need the stitched rectangle die, and kind of position it how you want it. You can do dark to dark, although, you know, let's try, no, I'm going to go lighter to lighter. Just make sure that you're even, that one of your edges, top or bottom, is lined up with the direction of the lines of your strips. So I'm going to pause you. Whoops. You can tape it down if you want. I have a magnetic platform. My die cutting machine, they don't make anymore. So I'm going to pause you. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. We've got the stitched, and I may have to go back and run that through. Yep, so one thing I forgot to do is this. Yep, it snapped back in there. Because I've got the double-sided adhesive, I need to run this through more than once, so I'll be right back. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm hoping I ran it through 4 separate times. And that peels up. Oh yeah, there we go. It perfectly came out. So I'm not going to, you can do what you want with that. I'm going to recycle that. So here we're going to use the circle die from Master Layout 8. And you can tape it down if you want. I'm going to position it here. There. It's not going to move, so I'll pause you one more time. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and let's peel this off, and we should have our 2 pieces. Wonderful. I'm going to pause you and clean this up. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got everything cleaned up, and I've already cut out the graphic happy birthday. I did the black, 2 of the black happy, 2 of the black birthday. These are the shadows. And then I did the turquoise sea, 2 of those, and they're right here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to try to get this. Let me see if I find my tweezers. Oh, I need to organize better. Okay, so we're going to use my fine tip glue bottle, and it doesn't take a lot of glue. Otherwise, it's going to squeeze out the sides. So I'm just getting a little bit of glue. I'm hoping I'm in shot because I'm concentrating on this. And let's get this lined up with the shadow. See if we can get this lined up well. Oh, look at that. It worked very well. Okay, let me grab a stamp block. Press that down. That looks very nice. It's got a little bit of glue that's squeezed out, so I need to use less glue. So the little birthdays, those are really fine. And those are going to be really difficult to work with. So let me get that together. See if I can do less glue. So that it doesn't squeeze out the side. Sorry, I was concentrating and stopped talking. So I think fall has finally arrived and it's not even September. Okay, see if I can get that straight, straight, straight. Oops. See, yep, there we go. That's what I love about glue. You have a few seconds to move it over. Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Love it. Okay, let's see if we can get that with this little guy. Very delicate. See how delicate that is? Yeah, when I did this earlier, I had glue all over my fingers. Okay, and I'm just touching it, barely touching it. Okay, let's see if we can get this adhered without glue everywhere. Move those up for a minute. Okay, here we go. Wow, a little bit of smoosh. There we go. Whoa, look at that. I'm just going to dab up a little. All that white glue will dry clear. And I'm just trying to dab up a little. Okay. Hand sanitizer time. Get my fingers all nice and glue free so I can work on the next one. I think those are working out very nicely. So thanks for sticking around in the video. Sometimes I try to get this kind of detail work. Okay, that's got something on the nozzle of my glue. There. Okay. Too much glue. I'm just trying to get just little dots. Too much glue. Too much glue. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Let's start with the Y, the first. Press that down. Let it dry for just a sec. clean that off when I can. And just trying to pick up some of that excess glue. There. And again, sticky fingers. Okay. Woohoo! We're in the home stretch, gang. Home stretch. So we'll move these aside, and these are the two panels. I think that's just beautiful. So let's go ahead and we're going to glue these down. Okay, make sure I got the correct side of this is the stitch black panel. And slide that on. There, perfect. And we'll do this little guy. I'm not popping this up. I just need to make sure I get this so that the lines are fairly horizontal. Slide that just a smidge. Oh, perfect. Okay, let's get this on the front of one of these bases. Oh, I like that. I like that a whole lot better. So I like that. I like this one a lot better. So let's get this happy on here and the birthday. Get my tweezers. I'll just make this a little easier. The other one I'm going to use dimensionals on. Let's see if we can get this straight. That crooked. There we go. Yep. Looking in the monitor. Oh, nope. Just a little off. There. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's see if we can get this birthday on here. Is that straight? Oh, I think they did pretty good on that. Whoops, and I just moved it. Here. My fingers must still be a little sticky. Oh, I love it. I really like the matting on this versus this. Now, granted, this is on a white card base, but I like that a lot. Okay, next. There. Get my big acrylic block. Get that pressed down just like that. That works. And then we'll get this onto the card base and the sentiment on. And then the last thing we got to do is our embellishments. Like I said, we are in the home stretch. These, I'm going to go ahead and let's get some, there they are. It's like my dimensionals. Yes, I still have my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And get one here, and I need some strips. Making my own strips out of the edge. may have to cut more. This stuff's sticking to me everywhere. Those little backer papers want to stick everywhere. And I really didn't go about this very well. So there we are. Okay. Let's get this happy birthday first. These backer papers everywhere. Okay, I'm going to try to line this up a little. Hey, I think I did pretty good. And this one right here. I'm going to put this one off to the side just a little, hanging off of that circle. But, hey, that looks good. That looks really good. So hang on one second. Okay, now it's embellishment time. So let's do this one. We're going to do some black. So I love the Spellbinders smooth black discs. Well, just the smooth discs. So I've got black and then I have some gold ones here. I'm going to use my pick and stick tool. Yeah, just making sure the correct side is concave. Yeah, I've got to turn that one over. And the glue will dry because you see this upper one here, it's got a white ring around it. It will dry here in just a few minutes and it'll be perfectly clear. So let me throw those back in there. You can tell I really like these. I have a lot of them. And I just picked up my gold for all my Christmas cards. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. We'll just throw a couple in. That's a big glue glob. So let's put a larger one. Got to turn it over because you want the concave going up. Otherwise your glue won't grab hold of it. Yep, perfect. Okay, so thanks for joining me on this first Masculine Monday. Let me pull you out here. So here's my original 2 cards right here to my left, and here's the cards we just made on camera just now. Like I said, this one here, I really, even though this is on a white background, I love having this additional border. I think it just dresses it up so much more. So thanks for joining me today. If you enjoy Masculine Monday, join me again next Monday for another edition. And then I'll have my regular, which I normally did on Tuesday, scheduled for Thursday morning this coming week. And I'll go be back to Christmas. If you have not subscribed to the channel, if you would click the subscribe button down below, then hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I load a new video. So until next time, happy stamping